Hi, it's Andrea, folks. I'm in Sedona, Arizona. Oh my goodness, I've been trying to film a little video for you all day. I'm at Red Rock Crossing. You could probably see a little bit of Cathedral rock in the background. It's my favorite place for climbing. Anyway, back to the plot. I'm going to make you a video because my talk and workshop this weekend in Sedona is called Karma to Cosmic, so I may as well make a video explaining what Karma to Cosmic is. What is Karma to Cosmic? Well, we're in a new period of evolving consciousness. You know, how many times have you heard that? It's like yada yada yada, here we go. But I see a lot of limits in a lot of spiritual teachings, and you know, if that is maybe going to offend some people, and that's okay, because we have to break out of this cycle that we've been in. You know, because I do a lot of past life regression, as many of you know, I've done that on TV, just to give you a bit of my background in the UK. We have to let go of the limiting spiritual beliefs that we've learnt to this point, because they were great for the past, but they don't serve us in the now. I mean, many of us who are spiritual teachers now have been spiritual teachers in previous timelines, or if you want to call it concurring timelines. You know, there's a lot of misinformation where people say past lives don't exist. Well, tell that to someone who's experiencing them and healing from them. They do exist, but they don't exist in the time frame of reference of how people perceive it. You're still emotionally tied into those timelines, because what's of significance is your thoughts at the point when your soul left your body. So if you didn't release that lifetime, you are karmically tied into that concurring timeline, and that's why you're being affected by it in the now. That's why someone like me can take you back to that timeline. Now, just re-establishing, in other timelines I've been a spiritual teacher, but I wouldn't be teaching those teachings now, because Earth is moving out of third dimensional consciousness and moving into fourth and fifth dimensional consciousness and beyond. So those teachings were relevant for a period in history that we have now ended. So why would you be teaching something that isn't relevant anymore? So a lot of people are following these old teachings, which are very head-based. You know, they're very much in your head. And there's a lot of talk, but there's not much going inside yourself. Some don't even allow for the journey inside yourself to inquire within. And everything I'm about for the last 15 years of regressing people is about going inward. So what is Karma to Cosmic? Karma to Cosmic is about healing our previous timelines, past, present, future timelines in some ways, but it's clearing the negative ones. So we clear limiting beliefs from those timelines. We clear the wounded inner child from being in the womb to present day, and we clear the ancestral timelines. And people go, oh, but that's so much work. It's really not so much work. It does require some commitment to your inner journey work, and it is a process, but once you learn the tools, your everyday life becomes part of that process of going inward. And the biggest problem we have is we have entities attached to people which create negative thought forms. To me, the ego is really entities, hugely. I have another video about that, you can watch that. So what we're doing is clearing all these karmic timelines where they have limit and lack in them, and we're doing something we've never done before. And that's why a lot of the old spiritual teachers really didn't pay much attention to the physical body. They didn't honor the temple. They started creating all these temples outside of themselves to worship some god instead of worshipping themselves, treating themselves. We learned to love other people, but we've not really learned to love ourselves. You know, we have a lot of guilt around loving ourselves. But this is the process now. We have to honor the temple. We have to go inward, and we have to learn to love ourselves, truly love ourselves. So what does that process mean? It means, you know, clearing all the limiting timelines. And that's fairly straightforward. It might sound complex, but it's not complicated once we start to go inward. So we're bringing all those shards of ourselves into the temple, which is our physical body. So we're bringing all those timelines through the portal to inhabit parts of our body where there's been blockages, limit, lack in the muscle tissue, in the cell memory. There may be pains, there may be fears in there, but we're transcending it and we're going through that. And then we bring in the light codes. We activate within ourselves the light codes to go cosmic. You know, we have 90% junk DNA. It's not junk DNA. There's nothing out there to remember. It's all inside yourself. So when you start to heal this wounding inside yourself from all these other timelines where there's fear, anger, limit, lack, beliefs, you start to go cosmic. That's the byproduct. You start to tune into your higher self. We're embodying our higher self through the portal that's our physical body. We've never done this before. It's really exciting, but it's also very challenging. And a lot of people would rather check out of the physical body than do this because they're trying to apply the old teachings of the third dimension. They're trying to call on, deities. They're not, and they're calling on angels instead of embodying the angelic self, depending on what timelines they've had on Earth, if they have an angelic self. And they're not pulling that through into the physical body, and they're not activating the light codes in themselves. And this is, what I'm going to be sharing this weekend in Sedona on the 28th and 29th in the Creative Life Center in 2015. So if you're hearing this later than that date, it really doesn't matter. Check out my other videos on YouTube and really think about what it will mean for you to let go of some spiritual beliefs that may have been working for you to a greater or lesser degree to this point. But if they're not serving you now, and you'll know they're not serving you because your body will be representing ailments, illnesses, and you won't have the capacity to heal them. No matter how much spiritual knowledge you claim you have, if you're not in good shape, health and well-being, there is some discrepancy in the teachings that you're following. And if you're struggling in any way, shape or form, and you're not prepared to look at your ancestral timelines, your inner child to present day, your past lives, consider whether there's entities attached to you, which are souls who, when they died, they didn't go to the light, and they've somehow become a resonant frequency to your emotional energy field, and they're affecting your consciousness too. This isn't scary, it's not wooey-wooey, it's the truth of what is. And if you don't allow for this new information to come in, you're going to keep struggling in the pattern you're in. And, that is your free will to do that. But why would you do that when all you need to embody is some, more expanded teachings that are going to serve you on a soul level and empower you back to yourself? And you don't need to give your power away to gurus, to deities, to beings who might not actually be angels or spirit guides. They might just be earthbound spirits who haven't finished their own earthly incarnations and so aren't much wiser than they were when they were in a physical body before. And yet you've given your power and responsibility for your life away to them. Why would you do that when you can just bring in your higher self, connect with your higher self? To me, what I would love to do is share with you how to connect with your higher self. But you're going to have to clear a percentage of karmic limiting beliefs away to hold the frequency of your higher self in your physical body at this point in time. And incrementally bring in more of your higher self to embody this temple, which is your physical body. So I'm going to say many blessings from Sedona and Red Rock Crossing today, and I'm just going to stand up so you can see beautiful Cathedral Rock, because I think the sun is bouncing off a little bit just now. So I'll just stand up here and we'll walk over and we'll just look at Cathedral Rock because it's still quite warm this afternoon. And I would do some high frequency light language toning, but I'm not going to do that because the sound gets distorted on YouTube. What I am going to do is just speak light language without high frequency tones. So just close your eyes, breathe in. Those of you who know what light language is know to just let the sound frequencies go through your body. They're coming from the 7th dimension and beyond, and I have other high frequency light language tones on YouTube that you can look at as well. And do remember to sign up for my newsletter, and I send you many blessings. So just close your eyes and listen to the light language. I moya kasamia nia hiuia na na na. Iu moya nia re homoya. Iu moya nyare mokasana. He moya kasamaya kachinia kosianya kimia. Ochumoya kasamaya kachanaya kasayanya yamia. Oyomo kasana nanakeana kasia kochumoya. Io moya kasamaya kachiana nanakisia moya kasana kachia. Ooh.